y'all know exactly what time it is. Loom! Shambles! Look at him! The burgundy and black! Loom! Shambles! Bro! He's too nasty, man. He's way too nasty. Now, you cannot mess with our cook. That's our chef. He cooks up dubs on the plate and in the battles. He's too filthy. He's always been filthy, but come on. Regeneration? Queen's blade didn't want no piece of Sanji's neck. Sanji's neck was just sitting there, ready for the taking. Queen said, boom, and the sword was like, we ain't messing with that guy. Black Kurohashi no Sanji. Come on, man. This week's chapter, in terms of putting respect, this entire arc has been putting respect on our crew. But this week's chapter, on Sanji, man, on El Príncipe, bro. Queen is getting all this done to him, and Sanji's in base. Luffy's in base. Like, these individuals are in base, and they're just going, like, they're just filthy, they're nasty, they're disgusting. It's like, bro. And this is the thing when it comes to Sanji, man, what makes it so hype is that not only is this obviously a power-up that's going to take him into the next stratosphere in terms of strength, right? And it's going to be so much fun to see from here on, our monster trio going in there like swimwear, man. Because we know there was the talk and the conversation before this arc started. And during this arc, new monster trio this, new monster trio that. There ain't nothing replacing the monster trio, and Oda's showing you that right now, man. That's the big three, and it'll always be the big three. The go with the coat, bandana, and the chef. That's it. That's it. That's the monster trio, son. And it's like, dude, after this week's chapter, I am so happy to see the direction this fight is going in. I did a video a while back talking about what I would love to see in Sanji and Queen's fight. And one of the main things that I really wanted to see is Sanji sort of showing Queen that him being a quote-unquote failure, and Queen realizing that him being the failure of Judge's children was going to end up being, or leading into Queen's downfall. And so far, that's exactly what we're seeing, man. Where the things that were either ingested by Sora or, that were changed specifically in Sanji's body that made him more human. And now you're seeing the bodily changes, whether it's through the Lunarian blood or through the genetic engineering because of the Germa modifications and whatnot, whatever it is. Sanji is feeling these changes happening right now. And these changes are leading towards regeneration. Regeneration! And the ability to block something with... He didn't even have to look! That blade came down and it was like, what blade? What blade? And I love it, man. And he's been nasty. Like, ever since he told Robin to take care of business with Black Mighty. I mean, even before that, it was Boxing King, right, and whatnot. But specifically here, like, ever since Burgundy and Black, him and Zoro going up in like swimwear, and then now he's fighting off Queen. And like I said, bro, he's not even sweating. He's not sweating. He ain't sweating. And shout out to the classic One Piece comedy this week with Queen, man. I mean, that one page was just classic Oda comedy. Really funny stuff. And with him transforming and then the way that he turned into the snake, I mean, just only Oda, right? Only Oda, but it was so good. And to see Sanji, brush all of that off and continue to go up and like swimwear. I mean, I can't wait to see where the fight goes from here, especially when it comes to both sides, right? In terms of Queen and how he's going to adapt to this new scenario at hand. I mean, he has no idea what's going on with Sanji's body. He only knows about the suit, which is why he wants him to put on the suit so bad, because I'm sure because he was involved more than likely in the process, he knows how to immobilize the suit. So it's honestly better off that Sanji stays in base form. But regardless, Sanji here within this arc, one of the main things since Whole Cake Island is both accepting these things that are coming to him that are part of his family, and also accepting, the raid suit and accepting the German technology and accepting his family, right? I mean, we saw him get closer and closer to that as the arc ended, where he started accepting his brothers and sisters, even defending his own pops and whatnot, right? But he still rejects their ideologies and what have you. But slowly but surely, we saw him put on the raid suit in this arc because he knows that he needed to do it for his people. Sanji will do anything for his people. And so I do wonder when that time is going to come within this fight where he realizes, like, yo, these modifications that I've gotten that are specifically from my family, right? Even though I wanted to reject all scientific technology when it comes to my family, I wanted to reject any type of thing that comes directly from them. He cannot reject something that's already within him. The raid suit he can reject because he can easily just throw that can into the ocean and never see it again. But what's inside of him now is directly from his family, is directly from the Germa. And so now he's going to have to come to the grips with the fact that this is him, that this is now Sanji, that this is now a part of his body, and he can utilize this in order to further protect the individuals that he loves, which is his Straw Hat crew. And so I'm really looking forward to that realization, however it ends up being, whatever epic moment Oda has in store, because you already know, just based on this week, and this week was just a setup, imagine the payoff, man. It's going to be so nice. So nice. Sanji greatness. The boy is going ham, and we love to see it. We love to see it. Now, on the other side of that, right, when we have Shambles, we're here to talk about two things today. Blackleg Sanji and this man right here. Robert D. Lucci. Who in the flying flagnards would have ever expected to see this man in a chapter? In Wano, I would have expected him outside of Wano, 100%, like in one of the Reverie or post-arc, post-act chapters, 100%. But in Wano, I was like, bro, hold on, the thing that he states is like, haven't you learned your lesson yet, old man? You saw what we did to him last time? And he wants to smoke again? Captured Nico Robin. Who's captured her? Who's captured her? I saw a couple comments, man. Because we talked about this in length at the end of the chapter about all the stuff this could potentially lead towards. So I already covered at the end of the reaction, like Big Mom and potentially them squaring up with the WG or whatever the case may be, right? But in this video, I want to talk about Straw Hats versus Cypherpole and potential Revolutionary Army showing up against Cypherpole. But before we get into that, I need a little bit of word of advice, man. So I reached out to the coach to ask him how exactly he feels about a potential Robert D. Lucci and Sanji matchup. I'm no expert, but he most certainly is. Let's take a listen. Did y'all hear what he just said? My Sanji faring against Rob Lucci? Rob Lucci don't want none of this. The Burgundy and Black, the Prince, the Hunter, the Lunarian? He don't want no... You know what he's gonna do? Rob Lucci's gonna come up in there, and he's gonna go Rankyaku. And you know what Sanji's gonna do? He's gonna take that Rankyaku, and he's gonna go... What was that? What was it? And so that is what the coach had to say in regards to Lucci and Sanji. Now, if you're asking me, that would be an amazing fight, considering that they both have some of the most coolest fighting styles in the entire series. We got to see a piece of it at the end of Stampede whenever they both clashed, and I was losing my mind. I was like, please let them fight it out, dude. And then I saw a few comments talking about the Thriller Bark statement from Sanji, where he was like, yo, one day I'm going to show them that I am the most dangerous individual to the world government. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, now we can most certainly show that. If Sanji's regeneration goes beyond the point to where even after he defeats Queen, he's still able to continue progressing because of this new regenerative ability. Yo, let Cypher Pole roll up. Let Cypher Pole roll up. Dude, the three of them, you know how those three are in the room? That's two for Sanji, one for Brook. I mean, Robin don't even gotta fight. Bro, Sanji right now, yo, Sanji going heal. You remember that Shawn Michaels thing, man? Dude, I mean, that's just sweet chin music. He's gonna be handing them out. I don't care what the Cypher Pole agents are. They could be ranging anything from the bottom of the barrel to Admiral level. Sanji's still catching dubs. I don't care. That's Mr. Prince. So what I'm hoping is after Sanji pwns Queen, we see him on his solid snake stuff. We see him on his espionage stuff. Because whether he hears word of it or whether he just wants to reunite back with Robin and ensure that they're okay, you know, to make sure that, you know, Black Maria and all that stuff. So he might go back to try to reunite with them. And in the midst of that, he might run into Cypher Pole. And so I don't see Lucci himself rolling up here, but let's just say, hypothetical situation, he is on one of those ships and he rolls up. Yo, Lucci versus Sanji in manga form would be one of the most hype stuff. I would be losing my mind, bro. Regardless, though, that's a hypothetical. But going off of what is here, depending on what's going on, right, with the Cypher Pole agents, where they are in terms of, I'm going to assume they're very powerful individuals. Brook has yet to get his 1v1 within this arc. Robin is extremely tired, but if Sanji were to show up, and let's just say if it's not one of the, you know, I don't know if it's all 3, 2, 1, however many Cypher Pole agents go out to try to get the job done and try to capture Robin. Whatever the case may be, we can most certainly see some Brook and Sanji greatness. Depending on how strong the Cypher Pole agents are, I don't know if Brook can handle one-on-one. You know, like, because I don't know how they are from a strength standpoint. I'm going to assume they're very powerful, so it'll probably be very difficult. We know Brook doesn't care. You know, he wanted to fight against Big Mom. So, you know, him, when it comes to individuals being strong, that doesn't faze him one bit. And that's something I really love about Brook. But, you know, you look at other individuals who are still up. Jinbei and Frankie both won their fights, too. So I do wonder if all of them will be involved in this battle as well. But regardless, when Cypher Pole starts rolling up, we see the countless amounts of warriors coming in and the armies coming in. So if it's not Big Mom's family coming in, you know, to go rescue Big Mom, whether it's like Katakuri going in on the Cypher Pole agents would be some of the most hype stuff ever, man. I mean, seriously. But Big Mom's family, if it's not Big Mom's family going in and against the Cypher Pole agents, or our crew going up against Cypher Pole agents, in terms of, you know, if it's just those three and then the other ones, they stay on guard. But if just the three that are here are trying to box men and Mr. Prince gets a hold of them, it's over. Yo, Sanji's cracking masks, and I still have that theory of one of the individuals with the mask, specifically the one that's really tall. I think he's a member of Ohara. I really do. I think he is another survivor of Ohara that became one of the strongest intelligence members in order to continue to gather information. And one day, whenever, you know, it came time to go talk to Robin, they were going to reunite and discuss this. So it might get to a point to where Robin is quote unquote captured, right? So Robin is taken. We're not going to allow it, you know what I'm saying? But let's just say hypothetical situation. Robin is captured and she gets to have a conversation with another one of her people. And they get to share and speak about certain things. He lets her go and things will continue from there. That's just another possible scenario. Now, the one I want to talk about today, which is one that connects also to King, is the revolutionary showing up. Now, whether it's just somebody like Sabo, for example, let's just say Sabo's the one that appears, whatever, or whether it's Dragon, whether it's other members of the Revolutionary Army, whether it is the Grand Fleet. If a cavalry unit shows up, regardless of who it is, right, there's so many possibilities. The Alliance, Revolutionary Army, Shanks, there's so many. But the reason I want to touch upon the Revs is because it is a very big possibility that the thing that King is hiding under his mask is a mark. A mark that we might see very similar to that of either Dragon's tattoo or maybe like Wipers or an individual we've seen with their face marked in the past that obviously has something to do with Void Century stuff, right? So whether it be Skypeans, whether it be the hieroglyphics that we saw on the moon, or maybe even Dragon's tattoo, when we see King's face, it is going to lead us into a barrage of questions, right, of certain things. I strongly believe that to be the case, because why else? Unless it's somebody that we know already, then the only other thing that I can see is that there's something on his face that is going to lead us into and propel us into the next arc, or propel us into the future. Because after this arc, we really have no idea where things are going to go. And because things are starting to pop up on the Revolutionary Army side of things, it's the Messenger-sama. I strongly believe post-arc, we're going to see Dragon roll up on Emu. Dude, when Dragon rolls up on Instant Messenger-sama, man, and they better be ready. They better be ready. So if Cypher Pull, it truly is trying to roll up here, and they're bringing the rest of their individuals, the Marines, whatever the case may be, because there's not enough manpower to spread around right now with the way things are going in the One Piece world. And so let's just say that Cypher Pull is rolling up with like the smallest unit possible, but they're all like very formidable or whatnot. Whatever it is, whether it's Grand Fleet, Rev Army. The thing is with the Grand Fleet, though, is that the Grand Fleet is waiting for that major moment to pop up. And I think that major moment is going to be at the end of the series, considering how in Eni's lobby, whenever posted in his lobby, whenever we got that with Ace and Blackbeard, that led towards the end of the time skip, or the end of pre-time skip. And so I think the Grand Fleet situation will be towards, end of series stuff, right? So I don't know what's going to take us there, but I think the Grand Fleet will not be the ones to show up here. That's just my personal opinion. So if the Grand Fleet's not showing up, if there is a cavalry unit, and it's not just us taking care of business, if there is a cavalry unit coming in to intercept the Marines, it's going to be either Big Mom's rest of her family, like Katakuri and whatnot, the Revolutionary Army. And the thing with the Rev Army that's very interesting is that I have no idea who would be on it. And whoever is not on it is going to raise questions. Let's just say the Revolutionary Army shows up, and let's just say it's like Bello Betty, we see Koala, we see some of these individuals, but we don't see Dragon. And so automatically hype levels will be going off, like, oh snap, did Dragon go to talk to Sabo, or like try to get Sabo? Did Dragon go to try to talk to Instant Messenger Sabo? Like, it would just raise a lot of questions. So Rev Army could definitely show up. We know they're directly opposing the Celestial Dragons and whatnot. So that would be very interesting to see if the Revolutionary Army were to show up. And then Shanks, but that's just, because I want to see Shanks. But, so likely scenario is, honestly, the most likely cavalry unit. Cavalry units are the Big Mom Pirates and the flippin' Revolutionary Army. But, like I said, I'm still holding off on the fact that I think we're going to take care of it here. If nobody else shows up, intentionally or unintentionally, it's more than likely going to be just us, especially after this week's chapter with the way that Sanji and the revelation of his regenerative abilities. I real deal think that if he finishes this fight, goes off, does his Mr. Prince thing, and starts fighting the Cypher Pull agents, that would be so dope, man. And I would love it. It would be because, it would allow so many things to come full circle. But it would give Sanji his greatest Mr. Prince moment yet, while also ensuring that he kept his promise to Robin from all the way back to chapter 1004. And then on top of that, we would get to see the legendary Hirokushi, the Hirokushi style versus the Blackleg style in action. I would just love it. I would flippin' love it, man. And so many things can potentially happen in terms of those possibilities. But I'm just so pumped for the future, man. Like, this week's chapter just opened the doors for so many things, because now, it was already drastic enough. We had no idea, if we would be able to beat this dude. Now, if we beat this dude, and this was always a possibility, just with Cypher Pull there, and them pretty much telling us early in the arc, like, yo, we're just waiting for somebody to fall, so we can swoop in. But with the direct order coming from Instant Messenger Sama saying if Kaido is defeated, we're annexing Wano, and also to capture Robin, this is gonna be huge. Because now this is pirate versus pirate, and then later on it's gonna turn to pirate versus WG. And that's gonna be so crazy. It's gonna take Wano to yet another level of things that have yet to be seen. And I'm so stoked for it. I mean, a lot of possibilities. I saw another comment that was like Yamato's gonna throw those the bombs as nades down at the ships. Definitely a possibility. Definitely a possibility, man. So a lot of fun stuff. Can't believe we got Rob Lucci this week, but Sanji was the star. And you know, the Rob Lucci and CP0 stuff for the brain, and then for the meathead energy, you know, that's Sanji greatness. So overall, really awesome chapter this week. It's going to be one that's going to stay rent-free in my mind for a while, especially if we don't get answers for a while, because it's going to be lingering. Like, what's going to happen when we defeat Kaido? What's going to happen when the beast powers start falling? Because the WG is going to start intercepting. They're going to start going in. They're already going to be on the move to go get Robin. I can guarantee you that. They're already going to be on the move. And so how is Brook going to be able to hold off? What are the Straws going to do? How is Sanji going to be able to go from Queen all the way over there? Or whatever ends up happening, right? Like, so many interesting scenarios can be born of this, and I'm all here for it, man. I'm so excited for the future of this series. But in particular for the next couple moments in this arc. Because now the WG are going to be moving specifically to capture Robin and to annex Wano if Kaido goes down. It's like, man. It's like, yes, when Kaido goes down, we know, my man, you know Luffy's going to lay the smack down. But it's like, when that happens, we can't even breathe easily, bro. Because we still have Big Mom up, and we have the WG, and it's like Flagnard. So can't wait to see where all this is leading towards, beyond imagination. Oda obviously has something huge in mind. This could lead toward a volume 59 level stretch for the end of Wano. I mean, truly legendary stuff, man. I'm so flippin' pumped for it, dude. Can't wait. Instant Messenger Sama's on the move. Everyone's on the move. Let's go, man. Sanji greatness. Lucci was in this chapter. Come on, man. Yo, I hope everybody's an awesome day. Let me know what y'all thought about this week's chapter in the comment section down below. I look forward to the next one. Next week, there's break in both the anime and the manga, so I guess I'll just see y'all for the Saturday video and for the potential live streams that are going to be happening, man. So I'll see y'all. One Piece greatness. Let's go, dude.